There are so many things wrong with me. But I want to talk about one diagnosis I've recently got. It is pretty obvious one, but before we talk about this, let's just look at my channel. And you can try to guess in comments what my diagnosis is. My thoughts were completely someone else and I forgot that I'm playing.
Chance, play with a friend and tell each other what you read and see.
Yo, you are such a weird child. An earthworm who is trying to reach a top shelf.
I know what you're saying.
I'm studying the physiology of a cell over here, and I didn't even notice that we have two new dinosaurs. Yes, I have ADHD. I have had a suspicion for a while now, but I always dismissed it. I thought it doesn't really matter now that I am an adult. Also, my co-workers, friends, acquaintances, they all told me that I'm just making it up, that I'm not ADHD, so I believed them. You do not have ADHD. Our neighbor's kid had it and he was uncontrollable. He was running around, he was eating garbage of the ground. You are not like him. You are just overreacting. Oh, but you can focus. In fact, you can focus so well, nothing can break that focus. You can focus for hours. So, you don't have trouble with focus. Everybody feels like that sometimes. Stop drawing and pay attention to what I'm saying. You were always such a quiet child. You were not running around. You are not hyperactive. Just get it together. You are normal. Stop with this nonsense. Stop overthinking everything. Only kids have ADHD. You are a grown-up. Start acting like one. Oh, you think you have ADHD? I felt like a fraud, like an imposter. Everybody experiences the same thing as me. Why do I overthink it? Why do I feel like everything's my fault? It must be because I am just a shitty person who cannot control himself. I'm just making excuses for my behavior. Everybody else can do it. I must be a horrible, horrible person. A few months ago, I looked more into the signs of ADHD in adults, and I was very surprised that other people experience the same. That it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. My brain just works differently. I still wasn't sure if I should seek professional help because, why? I am an adult. I am a grown-up. How could the official diagnosis help me? What's the point? Eventually I got to the point that I needed to know. I needed to know if I am just making excuses for myself or if there's actually something in there. One of my closest friends helped me. She recommended her doctor and she helped me to get an appointment. Long story short, I do have ADHD. I'm not imposter. I'm not a fraud. I'm not making excuses. I just work differently. It's not a really big change. I'm still the same person as I was before. It's not like suddenly I start to be more hyperactive or suddenly I can focus or anything like that. The biggest change is that I look at my life differently. I feel more comfortable with who I am, more confident. It became easier for me to organize my life, to get rid of things I was struggling with and they were going nowhere. Now I know why I struggled with them so much. Starting with the perfectly clean apartment, ending with the school or work-related assignments that I just could not complete. I explained to my friends and co-workers that I do not want to quit, I do not want to run away, but I really need to take control of my life, otherwise I will burn out and get demotivated and quit. They were greatly understanding. Well, basically for them nothing's changing. I still do my assignments. I just don't want to be part of a big group which works on the assignment, and it is not necessary, so fine. I started to take pills because, if there's even a slight chance it could help, I'll take it. The first ones made me sick, so I stopped taking them. I got new ones. They're not so strong, so it might take a few months before the results kick in. We will see. So far I think it helped me with starting in the morning. Probably. I used to be the person who cannot start the brain before 10 a.m. more or less. I could try as hell, but my brain just didn't take a lot of information. The focus was all over the place, and it feels like the start of the day is easier for me now. But I think it's still pretty soon, and I cannot tell if it's the pills or if it's just some phase. I am thinking a lot about this. I'm trying to learn things about the ADHD. I already know a lot of things about myself. I've been living with me for almost 30 years now. So I'm not a different person. I just, it's like some pieces of the puzzle which were loose are now connected. Finally, I know. I have an explanation. I know about myself that I need to split my tasks into smaller ones so I can do them, because if I have just one big task, there is a big probability that I will not do it. I know about myself that I get overwhelmed easily. I know about myself that I am hypersensitive and that I can hyper-focus. I have always been that person since I was a young child. I never fit in a group. At school, at work, nowhere. The only group I fit in is my theater group. And let's face it, it's just a group of people who already knew me before we started to work together. And they chose to work with me, and they knew that it's not gonna be easy. So that's the only group of people I fit in. There were a lot of puzzling things for me about the relationship. I did not understand why I react at things some way and other people just do not care. Now I know there's a whole chapter missing from my social book, and it makes sense to me. It makes sense why sometimes I don't see connections and other times I see details other people miss. It is normal for my kind of people. I am also an introvert, so I have to push myself to talk to people. It's not easy for me. It drains my energy faster. And with my ADHD, I do not see the boundaries clearly, and I connect different things in different ways. So this knowledge would help me greatly when I was a struggling teen, desperately trying to be cool. I was drinking, I was partying a lot, I was unsuccessful in making friends, being cool, fit in. But even now it helped me a lot. Just the confirmation, I stopped feeling like a fraud. I stopped feeling like I'm making excuses, like I'm trying to go some crazy different way just because she's just a shitty person. But I know that I have to go the crazy route. I have to take the crazy path because it makes my life easier and it makes me reach the goals that I want. So that's important. And I wanted to say, if you have a suspicion, if you feel like a fraud or imposter, do not dismiss it. Ugh, this was long. Sorry about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here for me. Subscribe to see my other videos. I play games. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.